All right, everyone. So here we are in our live class. We're on Monday, September 11th. This is for physical science through the Amazing Grace Virtual Academy. I'm just going to walk you through the assignments and kind of where we're headed in the work that you can focus on this week. Before I do that, I just wanted to, right off the bat, say a little announcement about the test that you guys had. I made a mistake. I didn't require you to put your name in. So if a few of you took the test and you don't remember putting your name, please contact me because I want to make sure that I get your score down. So if you took the physical science test and did not put your name, let me know because I want to make sure we get your test graded. So moving forward now, we kind of finished Unit 1, and now we're moving on to Unit 2, and we'll take several weeks to get through Unit 2. I've shown you kind of on the screen the assignments that you'll have to do this week. A couple of the assignments, I like your quiz that will open up at the end and your discussion that you'll do. Those will be ready for you to go in about 1 hour. So Kylie, if you're here with me right now, I'll walk you through the assignments for this week. But if you're looking for like the discussion to do, I need to put that in there really quickly. So
Yeah, this is a warning. You might hear some barking in the middle of it because of the family dog, because we have a dog and he barks when someone's walking by or the mailman.
oh, fun. I have 3 dogs, so I totally get it. Do you allow him inside or is he an outside dog?
He stays inside most of the time.
Okay. Oh, nice. No problem. I don't mind dog noises at all. Okay. So our topic for this week is going to be 2.1, the scope of physical science. So I'm going to walk you through the links just to make sure we can all open everything. Many of you are kind of getting the hang of things, but if you have any questions, please always let me know. So as you're working through the material for this week, the first link you can open is right under here. It's called the Unit 2 Interactive Notebook. And when you open this up, it will pull up kind of your interactive, I call it like your notebook. And this is what you'll work through the material for the next couple weeks. So just for this week, I call every week a module. For this week, we're just getting through this first topic. It's called the scope of physical science. And that will be on slide number 3 in this notebook. So again, this is just your interactive notebook. This notebook you never have to submit. It just is kind of like a digital notebook for you to take notes down, answer questions. If you scroll over to the left side for this week, you're asked to describe physical science all around you by creating some sort of collage of images that are examples of physical science. And you can, try to get 8 images minimum. And if the example falls under chemistry, you can add a red border to it. And if it falls under physics, you can add a blue border to it. And if you're wondering what the differences are between chemistry and physics, on the right side of your notebook, it talks you through some of those differences. On the right side of the notebook, and if you scroll all the way over, you get a link to a little video which describes this topic. And you can play the video right when you open up this notebook. And this video will take you through describing differences or showing you how chemistry is all around you and how physics concepts are all around you. So I would encourage you to probably watch this little mini video first, and then you can make your collage. These digital notebooks allow you to type in your own answers. So you'll see there's like text boxes that you can, take notes about chemistry topics around you. And then it'll give you other text boxes to fill in these blanks. So these digital notebooks, you never have to submit them. They're kind of your study tool to use that week. There's also a link to a digital textbook right there. And if I pull up, it should open up this digital textbook link when you guys open it up. And if you have problems opening that up, let me know. Do you have any questions about this, Kylie, at all? Have you been using these?
I remember for of the first module, I used the video.
Okay. So I'd encourage you to like maybe start your week studying here, because this will give you the topic and a video and a textbook to take you through that topic. So for this, and again, this is all of Unit 2, and we'll take a couple weeks to get through this whole notebook. So just for this first week, I just want you to focus on the part of the notebook that says the scope of physical science. And then next week, we'll get into lab safety. And the following week, we'll get into science and technology. And that gets us through kind of our whole Unit 2. And we'll kind of just take a section at a time. So that's a link to the kind of interactive notebook, digital notebooks, I call it. I'm going to scroll back down to our module 3. And if you're ever like confused at what module we're in the module, I always include the dates for that module. So this is September 11th to September 17th. And in general, all of our weeks and all of our modules start on a Monday and they end on a Sunday at midnight. So, and again, this week, we're just going over this 2.1, the scope of physical science. So you have a link to the interactive notebook. Then I ask you to do kind of like a homework assignment where you take and submit these lesson notes. And when you open up the Google Drive lesson notes, you'll want to go into Unit 2, because that's what we're starting. And it gives you maybe between 2 and 3 pages for each unit. And these pages are notes that you can fill out, you can print them out, or you can open them up as a Word document on your computer and type them in. So however you want to fill out these notes, I ask you to fill out the notes for this week on the section that we go over. So for example, for this week, you only need to fill out this page where it says the scope of physical science. And it kind of gives you some like help in filling these notes out. So you see the physical science, give me a definition, chemistry, concepts. You'll notice that these notes are really similar to that interactive digital notebook I showed you before. So if you fill out, your interactive digital notebook and then kind of use that to fill out the notes, you'll be good to go. And I give you points for submitting these notes every week, which again, many of you have been doing okay on. But again, when you're doing these notes, keep in mind, these are notes for all of Unit 2. And we're just getting through kind of this first page for this week. Any questions on filling those out, Kylie, and submitting those then?
No, not really. I have my own science notebook and then put my own notes in there
Perfect.
and then submit that.
That's perfect. Yeah. However you can like write it down and take a picture and submit it that way. That's totally fine. And I'll just kind of take you through. Everyone's been doing a great job of submitting these notes. So I'll just go back to, how I set up module 1 that first week. I'll always have like an activity, an assessment area where I give you an area to submit those notes, either a picture or you can upload a file is great. So that looks good so far. So far you guys have the interactive notebook to work through. You're taking and you're submitting lesson notes. There will always be a weekly discussion. You guys have been doing a great job at that, where you have to kind of answer a question that I pose to you and then respond to some classmates. And that's a way that I try to make us like build a classroom virtually. So you can kind of get to know each other. You can talk to each other.
And interact with the other students.
Yeah, it makes it kind of fun, even though we're not in person.
Yeah.
All right. So any questions so far? Kylie, are you good?
No, not really.
Okay. So again, our module 3, this module 3 discussion, my question for you, I'm going to post in about an hour. So look for that soon to get involved with that. The review questions on BlueKit, have you been able to get those to work, Kylie?
Yes, because conveniently when I was in 6th through 8th grade, my teacher would use BlueKit, so I already had an experience on it.
Awesome. Very cool. So a little note about BlueKit. We have a couple students who are in our class from China, which is so awesome. And mainland China blocks BlueKit from their internet. providers. So for those of you who cannot or have been having problems accessing BlueKit, I'm putting them all in a Google Drive BlueKit folder. So just keep that in mind for students from China. Click on this Google Drive BlueKit folder. I'll open it up for you now, and I'll include the unit in the chapter, in the sections for those questions as well. All right, awesome. So just recapping, we're in week 3, module 3 of our course, reading the textbook, working through the notebook, submitting your lesson notes, look for that discussion to become a part of, work on those BlueKit review questions. Using those BlueKit review questions will help prepare you for this quiz. So I will open a quiz up for you, which will be on just this final section, or the section that we're going over this week, the scope of physical science. And I promise you, if you've worked through your notebook, done your notes, worked through those review questions, your quiz will be super simple and straightforward. The last thing then is every week I give you like a lab or an activity to do. For these first couple weeks, I just have you work through these activity packets, but look for a little bit more kind of hands-on material in the coming weeks. But for your lab or your activity packet for this week, I want you to open up the Unit 2, the Intro to Physical Science activity packet, and you have 3 sections to do for this week. Section 1, which is a word search, but it's more of coming up with a definition. So you have like a definition, and you need to find the word that defines that, and then finding it in the word search. But I'm more concerned as if you can actually define these explanations. So section 1. Section 2 is listing 4 examples of chemical changes and then drawing a picture for each. In section 1, you have to match the job description to the branch of physical science it best describes. And then section 3, you have to list examples of chemistry and physics around you. But again, by now, if you've done the interactive notebook and completed your notes, this activity will hopefully line up with that. So for this week, you just have to submit those first 3 sections. If you want, you can work ahead, because the following weeks we'll go over technology and science. Next week especially, we're going to talk about lab safety. So you'll notice this whole activity packet includes several weeks of material. And for this week, I just want you to complete the first 3 sections, and we'll talk about lab safety next week. All right, so let me go back to our Moodle page. I think I got through all the material I want you guys to work on for this week. As usual, if you have any questions, let me know. And just a final reminder, if you guys took that test and you don't remember putting your name in it, or if you don't get a score, I'll be submitting your grade soon. Please contact me and we'll find a way to make sure I can match your name with your physical science test score that you took. And that's all I have for you for this live class session. Again, I use these live class sessions to walk you through the material for the week and the assignments that you have to work on. I'll hang out here. Kylie, do you have any questions for me?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. I'm so glad you joined this time. Oh, I want to show you how to get to these recordings. So in your Moodle, you'll see a link to like a YouTube video. If you click on the 3 dots and copy that link and open up a new page and paste it, it'll bring you to the welcome video that I have. And then on the right side, you should be able to click on our physical science kind of YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see all of the live class recordings, Kylie.
Okay.
Do you think you can get there?
So on YouTube?
On YouTube, but to get there, if you go into our Moodle page, I link my welcome video. And then once you click on my welcome video link, it should allow you to click on the entire kind of, they're called playlists of physical science live classes. So let me know if you can get to that, Kylie, because then that'll help you So if you ever miss this class time, I'll always post the recordings here as well.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And these live classes are usually between like 20 to 30 minutes long. I think this last one was just 10 minutes long. Because I use it just as kind of an introduction for that week's material. But with that, Kylie, I'll probably let you go. But if you ever have any questions, please reach out, email me, message me, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. God's blessings on your week. We'll take care.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.